God damn it, Alter Memory. Ugh. So yeah, it's no surprise that Alter Memory, BlazBlue Alter Memory, is not very good. I mean, I don't like to say that it was terrible, because it was, but I mean, god damn it, why? I mean, people have been wanting an anime of BlazBlue pretty much since the first game came out. Me, including, since I'm a fan of the series. I mean, who wouldn't want to see a BlazBlue anime? But we got one. We did get one, but it's oh lord, no, oh no. So you see, the anime suffers from two main things. Well, it's basically the most prominent. This mostly is basically the problem those two problems that stick out the most, and that is from mediocre to bad animation, and the fact that the plot literally does not make any sense whatsoever. Like, granted, if you're a fan of the series and you know the story very well, then you understand the anime, but even then, the anime won't explain everything right, or fail to explain at all. So, to the newcomer who wants to start the games, but started with the anime first, it's troubling to say the least. I mean, the series is divided into two halves. First game, Calamity Trigger, and the second game, Continuum Shift. The first two games are split among the 12-episode anime. However, Calamity Trigger is only 2 episodes long, leaving most viewers to wonder what the actual hell is going on. Continuum Shift is only slightly better, even though saying better is just a huge stretch, than this by covering the rest of the 10 episodes, but even then, that's not enough. I mean, too many things went unanswered, even more so than the games, and even me, the guy who knows almost all the ins and outs of the series story, is confused as hell. Left me just utterly confused. Though, I will say this, there is one positive out of this, and I will mention episode 8, which is arguably the best episode out of the entire series, well, out of the series of the anime at least, and truly expand on a certain character's character, and I will get to that in a minute. So one of the problems I addressed first was the animation. Now, the anime cutscenes of the first 2 games themselves, I'm looking at you, Continuum Shift, have subpar to nearly animation. Alter Memory doesn't look, I'm gonna say this, Alter Memory doesn't look that bad when their characters are just talking straight to each other, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair stopping within still frames, although some of the still frames are kind of bad. But it is pretty bad by noticing most of it. I mean, hell, most of the animation was probably blown on Noelle when she summoned Bulwark for the first time. Seriously, this is the best animated thing in the entire show, and it's ridiculous. Due to the sheer size of BlazBlue's current roster at the time and the number of episodes, several characters were rarely seen or didn't even do much. Hell, Carl got the worst of it. He was only seen for a few minutes fighting Ragna. I forgot what episode it was, but he fought Ragna and was never seen again. Bang's character was reduced to a silent, almost brooding man, which is literally the complete opposite of who he is as a character. The anime focused mainly on Ragna, Jin, and Noelle, mainly because, they're the main protagonists of the series. And I started thinking, it's like Chronophantasma, where, they were having more screen time than everyone else, but that's a different discussion for a different time. I mean, hell, many things are inconsistent, some of the writing is off, and several of the characters either don't appear or even matter in the show. I mean, tell me, how many times can you remember even seeing Carl Aurelius? I can't remember, and I swear to God, I just finished this. I can't remember seeing Aurelius or Carl at all. I mean, I already spoke about Carl, but Aurelius, I can't remember what the hell he was in the first place. But overall, Alter Memory is really an anime for the fans of the series, even though the fans rip on themselves. If you're a newcomer to the franchise, please play the games. Please, just don't do it. Just don't start with the anime. But the point is, I like to do my little reviews-esque lists and pros and cons. So without further ado, let's just get onto the pros list, and hopefully I don't have a brain aneurysm trying to figure all this out. Alright, so onto the pros. Let's see here. How to start. The background music, the music, has cool remixes of old songs as well as some nice new ones. Special shout out to a song called Ao no Shukume, which is basically that battle theme that plays during the fight with Mu, with Ragna and Jin take her on, and Saikai no Sasoi, Calamity Trigger, basically the remix of Rebellion. Ushinawareshi Rakuin, basically the remix of Under Heaven Destruction. Those songs are pretty damn good, and I mean, hell, it's BlazBlue. I mean, if Alter Memory failed on the music, I would have been, I would have been pissed. I would have been so pissed. As I mentioned before, episode 8 is literally the best episode in the entire anime, and I really wish it could have made its way to. The games. The change in Lambda's characterization most likely came from this episode, obviously, because you know how she really wasn't anything in Continuum Shift, and after Alter Memory came out, her characterization pretty much latched on from that, and made its way into Chronophantasma, extending Central Fiction onwards. So it wasn't all that bad. Another pro I would say is the fact that most of the actors from the games made it here. Most of them. Laura Bailey couldn't reprise her role as Platinum, so they got Alexis Tipton, which funny enough, Alexis Tipton would go on to voice Platinum and Crosstag, so, I mean, hell. And Patrick Seitz, he wrote the script for the English dub, and I watched it both in the original Japanese and the dub, just to try to see if anything major difference. And after I seen the Japanese version, it's minor, but there are some more differences and try to make more sense of, the story in the English version. Patrick Seitz really does love BlazBlue. I know he does, and he tries his damnedest actually know the story and have it translate over to the anime more. And I do thank his ass for that. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. But unfortunately, now I have to get inside the cons, and there are a lot of cons. So might as well rip the band-aid and move on from this. Okay, so this doesn't need to be said, really, but the animations are not very good. It's fine enough to loom at when they're still, though it's still very stiff. I've seen better fights from two girls bashing dolls into one another. Like, fight choreography is not very good, and it's funny considering the fact that this is an anime fighting game, but, sometimes you can't translate anime well to video game. Video games well to anime, and, yeah, that's a problem. Another problem is the fact that Alter Memory is only 12 episodes long for Amaterasu's sake. I mean, yeah, I know why they probably couldn't get 24 to 25 episodes because, hell, they did the bare minimum anime this in the first place. Now, it's just that it's funny to me that it's like, oh yeah, let's have the bright idea of trying to cram in 2 games full of story into 12 episodes. That'd be great, right, guys? That'd be great. Make some of that money. The fact that freaking Calamity Trigger is only 2 episodes. 2 episodes! So, yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, so, yeah, thanks a lot, Deko Akoi and Tetsuya Takahashi. They wrote Alter Memory. I'm blaming 2 of you for this. Though I don't know whose idea was it to cram Calamity Trigger into 2 episodes. I know damn well this whole anime could have just been Calamity Trigger. I mean, but whatever. You know what? Screw it. Moving on. It don't even matter. It don't even freaking matter. None of this matters. Even the fact that Calamity Trigger is only 2 episodes, the Continuum Shift part is rushed as all hell. Nothing really is ever explained, never expanded upon, and definitely, you think about Terami's speech about the Prime Fields in episode 11. Like, why? Only some of the characters are also given screen time in the anime, while others are given little to none. Platinum only meets Ragna once in the restaurant. Carl, Arachne, which is, then again, now I think about Arachne really doesn't do much in the games itself, so yeah, I guess that's not really a loss. There is literally no consistency in the pacing of the anime, and for me, it's either pacing either goes too fast or too slow. Literally, like, Ragna sparing Terami in the anime gets no explanation whatsoever. Now, Ragna only spared Terami due to the whole lifelink situation, and he couldn't really kill him. But in the anime, they just glossed over that, so Ragna just leaves Terami there, and it just feels like stupidity after, like, it just makes Ragna seem stupid to spare the man that pretty much wrecked his life. Like, Ragna gave no reason why he did, he just spared him without, like, and considering the fact that BlazBlue has all these gambits and plans piled on top of each other, but at least throughout the story, like, at least throughout the main story, they actually, like, go somewhere with it. On this, and Alter Memory, just stuff piled upon stuff that really doesn't go anywhere. And I just want to warn you, if you want to start knowing BlazBlue, please, I beg you, don't watch the anime. Please don't watch it. I'm begging you. If you already did, I'm sorry. that that's your first impression of BlazBlue. I really am. So in conclusion to all this, Alter Memory is just a mess. It is a stiff slash gooey, incoherent mess just like Arachne is. And while I was ultimately disappointed in the anime, I didn't, like, at the time it came out, I ain't complaining all too much because I finally got BlazBlue anime. And it pisses me off even more that it's a hot pile of crap. Even being a fan of it just gave me about 50% of enjoyment. And I literally don't like rating my stuff, but hell, if I were to rate this, I'd give it a 3. At least a 3. It has very, very small qualities, which is why I can't rank it a 0, 1, or 2. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Some part of me is just happy a BlazBlue anime exists, even though if it's hot garbage. And with that, I think that's the end of this. See y'all next time.